Okay, in today's lesson, we're looking at finding the number of protons, neutrons, and electrons. Let's see. So we already know that protons have a positive charge, and we know that neutrons have no charge, and electrons have a negative charge. An atom's nucleus, remember, contains protons and neutrons. Protons, remember, having a positive charge, and neutrons, they have no charge. What makes up around an atom, around the nucleus of the atom, is called the electron cloud, and this is where the electrons are located. As I'm going through this, you need to pause and take these notes, please, in your journal. Remember, we're finding the protons, neutrons, and electrons in this lesson. When we look at an element key, we can see the atomic number, we can see the atomic mass, we can also see many other things. We can see the element's name, the symbol, and the state of matter it's in. But in this lesson, we're looking for finding the specific parts of the atom, the protons, the neutrons, and the electrons. So, in order to know the number of protons, we look at the atomic number. So, to find the number of protons, we have to look at this number, the atomic number on the element key. That is the top number when we're looking at this. In order to know the number of electrons, we also look at the atomic number. So those are going to be equal. The number of protons and your number of electrons are equal. Remember that protons have a positive charge and electrons have a negative charge. Now, to find the number of neutrons, it's a little bit different. You are going to subtract your atomic mass minus your atomic number. And that's going to equal the number of neutrons. So now let's get started and let's do some practice problems here. Okay. Let's look up here at the top. So you actually have a periodic table in your journal. You don't actually have to go get a book. You can use your journal and use that periodic table that we did in this last chapter, chapter 11. We're going to look in today's lesson at boron. All right, so let me grab my periodic table really quickly. Hang on. And let's see. We're going to do this as a practice problem. Boron. Find boron on the periodic table. Put your finger on boron. Boron. What's the atomic number of boron? Well, the atomic number for boron is 5. That's the top number on your element key. So we're going to write this right here. Hang on. Let's see if I can draw on this. It's not letting me draw on it. Oh, there it goes. Let's see. Undo that. All right, so for boron, P is equal to 5 because we know our atomic number equals the number of protons. Now, remember, atomic number also tells us the number of electrons, and electrons are not in our nucleus. So remember, our nucleus is this round center here. So electrons are in the electron cloud. So we have 5 electrons because we have 5 protons. So I'm just going to draw these electrons on these lines. Here, I should have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Now, in order to find the number of neutrons, remember, I have to subtract the atomic mass minus the atomic number. So, looking at our periodic table, the atomic mass is usually going to be a decimal point number. So boron's atomic mass is 10.81. And remember, my atomic number is 5. So I'm going to put 5 here, 0, 0. And I'm going to subtract. I'm going to bring this down. And 5.81, we're going to round it up because of the 8. So our number of neutrons is equal to 6. So I'm going to write 6 here. And so that would solve, this is what this atom looks like. So we have 5 protons, we have 5 electrons, and we have our number of neutrons is 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and I'm trying to solve this puzzle down here. So I have to find the numbers for protons. That's 5. Number of neutrons is 6. And number of electrons is 5. And I'm going to write down this letter here, right there. Okay? And I'm going to go to the next one. So I just picked boron randomly. But you're going to start with hydrogen. So we're going to do another one really quickly. Let's look at, we'll do hydrogen. So remember, we're looking at the nucleus of the atom, and that's where the protons and the neutrons are. So the number of protons is the atomic number, and that's going to be 1. And if our protons is 1, that means our electrons are 1. So I'm going to draw my 1 electron on the electron cloud. Now, in order to find my neutrons, remember, I have to subtract the atomic mass minus the atomic number to equal the number of neutrons. So the atomic mass for hydrogen is 1.01. And then my atomic number is 0.1. So I'm going to subtract. So I got 0.01. Well, for rounding purposes, that really just equals 0. Okay? So my number of neutrons is 0 here. So I'm going to be looking for the numbers. So it looks for protons, neutrons, and electrons. 101. So I come over here, 101, and I'm going to write down this letter right here. So I'm going to put an E. So hopefully by now you're getting the hang of it on how we do this. So again, go back to your notes if you need to. Let me see. And protons have a positive charge, neutrons have no charge, and electrons have a negative charge. Whatever your answer is for protons, it's also going to be your answer for electrons. And in order to find neutrons, you subtract your atomic mass minus your atomic number, and that equals your number of neutrons. Now I want you to work through this and solve the puzzle. Good luck, guys. Thank you for listening. Make sure you took these notes in your journal.